Samuel Clemens, also known as Mark Twain, was born on November 30th, 1835 in Florida, Missouri to John and Jane Clemens. In 1839, his family moved 35 miles to Hannibal, Missouri. Samuel had poor health as a child, so he was kept inside. By age 9, Samuel was healthy enough to play outside and attend private school. That year, his father built a 2-story house for the family. His father died of pneumonia when Samuel was 12. At age 13, Samuel left school to become a printer's apprentice. At 17, he left Hannibal for a printer's job in St. Louis. On May 1st, 1952, the dandy Frightening the Squatter appeared in The Carpetbag, a weekly humorous magazine. The first pen name he used was Thomas Jefferson Snodgrass. At age 19, he became a river pilot. His pen name Mark Twain comes from his river days and means that it is safe to navigate. In 1861, due to the Civil War, river trade came to a standstill and he went back to writing. This is the cabin where Mark Twain gained fame when his The Celebrating Jumping Frog of Calaveras County appeared in the New York Saturday Press in November 1865. His first book, The Innocents Abroad, was published in 1869. He wrote 28 books, numerous short stories, letters, and sketches. Mark Twain was inspired by happenings in his life growing up in Hannibal, a port city along the Mississippi where steamboats from St. Louis and New Orleans frequently stopped, was the basis of many of his stories. In 1870, he married Olivia Langdon and had 4 children. One of the children died in infancy. 2 died in their 20s, and Clara, their surviving child, lived till 88. He had no grandchildren, so there are no direct descendants living today. Mark Twain is best known for 2 great novels. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, written in 1876, is a story narrated by him. His main character, Tom, is based on actual occurrences that happened with him and his 3 friends from his childhood. This story is about friendship and growing up. In the beginning of the story, Tom is getting trinkets for his friends in exchange for them having the privilege of whitewashing the fence for Tom. Later in the book, Tom takes the punishment from their teacher from something Becky did and wins her heart. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is the other novel he's best known for. It continues where The Adventures of Tom Sawyer ends. It is narrated by Huckleberry Finn. He starts writing the book in 1876 but then puts it aside. He was influenced to return to writing the book in 1883 on a reading tour with George Washington Cable, a campaigner for black rights. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is about friendship, growing up, and racism. In this story, Huck escapes from his drunk father, who captures and beats him. Huck meets Jim, a runaway slave, and they travel down a river together towards the Free States. During their trip, they develop a close friendship. Huck sees Jim as a human being and not as a black slave. Mark Twain is also known for some famous quotes. "If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company. I've never let my schooling interfere with my education." Mark Twain died on April 21st, 1910. This is the house he lived in Redding, Connecticut. Mark Twain still has a following today. This is a statue of him at Findlay County Public Library in Garden City, Kansas. His childhood home is open to the public as a museum in Hannibal. His books have always been and will remain classics.